When it comes to, we talked a little bit about the Chinese faction. Can you talk about the other factions from a strategic standpoint and playing the multiplayer?
Okay, well, what's different from BF3 is that we don't have any faction-specific weapons. We have weapons that belong to a certain faction, but we try to balance them out. So it's, we have all factions can use all weapons. Of course, all factions have different vehicles, but those are balanced between them, so that there shouldn't be any difference in gameplay. Like the Chinese army shouldn't be able to win over the US army all the time, for example. Type 99 versus the Abrams, it should be equal.
Can you talk a little about Xbox One and what that has opened up for the multiplayer experience?
Well, I'm really excited about Xbox One. Just 64 players, 60 FPS on console. We've never done that before, and the level of destruction and everything that we have, it's super exciting to me. I'm getting those consoles as soon as they come out to buy.
We've talked a little bit about the water already, but can you give us another example of a map or something that really kind of exemplifies what you can do on next gen?
I think all maps do to some extent. They are so different that I think Siege of Shanghai, for example, that's about scope. We have the skyscraper, like big destruction type stuff. You have Parasol Storm, where we showcase the waves and the weather changes. There's just, all maps have something in them that's just, no, we couldn't do that before, because it's just so complex. Flood Zone, for example, is a perfect example of the style of, like, how much of that changes the world, and how we need to plan for that, and how we need to build for it that we couldn't do before.
Where do you guys draw inspiration from when it comes to creating new maps and trying to push things from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4 and multiplayer?
So we wanted to go with strong themes. Just that was the main thing for us. All levels should feel unique. So we actually had everyone we drew from everyone in the office. It's receptionist, XX, IT people. Everyone could contribute their ideas, and it was like one-page ideas, basically just themes. And we gathered those, me and the art director, and we sort of just picked out things that were the most interesting to us, and then we have people who are actually going to work with the map, artists, designers, and that kind of stuff. They pick something that kind of buzzed them, and then we take some ideas further. We let them pitch, like, what do you want to do with this theme, and that kind of stuff. And that's how we ended up with the 10 maps that are in the game, which I think are thematically very different and play very differently. I'm really happy with that.
And you mentioned you actually came from the military background. How can you talk about the realism in the game when it comes to weapons and vehicles, and how that plays a role in the experience?
Okay, I didn't come from a military background more than just do like light service in Sweden, so it's But I think we don't want realism, really. We want a fun game, but we want people to recognize things from that they can sort of play war more than actual, It's not a simulator, it's more about having fun. But we want the real life kind of, we want it to be believable. We want you to be able to play with, what you perceive as the real things.
What's the challenge in trying to push things in the first-person shooter multiplayer genre out there today, which is very crowded space?
Yeah, it's very crowded. I don't know. We just try to make the most polished, most fun. I think for us, it's the all-out warfare. It's our big thing, and that's what we continue to push. I don't think you can't do what we offer in any other game. So it's a huge deal for us. I think it's a game differentiator, if you will. So no one else is really trying to do it. I think you have Arma, which is more simulator type stuff, and then us. I think we offer grand scale warfare with a lot of players, and no other game does that with vehicles and stuff. And we just keep pushing what we're best at and adding things like Revolution, like Commander, like the naval warfare that I talked about, try to improve on ourselves.